Congratulations to NexDesk getting MiCA license.
Thank you. It's been a long way, but it has finally arrived.
What challenges did the companies like yours faced before MiCA regulation was introduced?
I think it's a very wide topic and very wide array of different challenges. I think it's fine to say that any crypto services were living in a gray area, and that was keeping us a bit uncanny when it comes to what we can really do, what we can't. So we were following tightly local guidelines where we were operating under VASP registration before, but we very much welcomed some unified framework that made most of the rules clear. VASP registration in one country wasn't equal to another, and we've got many questions like that. Is it really valid? Is it not? MiCA solves it. We got MiCA license, we're here, and majority of our competition is not here anymore. The transition periods have ended, and most of the companies didn't get even close to a license. So from thousands of crypto companies in Europe, we are left with 100, 150 that received the MiCA in time.
If you maybe could share a little bit more on your journey on getting the license for MiCA and what was actually Magnetiq role in that?
We've been preparing for about a year to get that license, and the journey was intense. Just ourselves, we are not able to fill in all the needs that we had to do. So we were looking for reliable partners. A big area that was covered by Magnetiq Bank was actually allowing us to properly safeguard customer funds. When we handle digital assets, we use help of Magnetiq to handle euros or other fiat assets. And having it on a seamless, smooth way where transactions are done within seconds and customers are not anxious waiting for at what point we get euros, at what point we get our Bitcoin or other assets, I think that helped us a lot. So with Magnetiq, safeguarding, integrations and seamless transacting was the key. Thank you very much for this help. It did help us a lot. And overall, I think there are two main messages that I would want to give to those companies that think about applying for MiCA. One is transparency and managing everybody's expectations, also your own. And another one is surround yourself with reliable partners, because you won't be able to do everything on your own. Yes, your effort and knowledge is the key, but together you go faster and farther. And I think that's what happened with us and Magnetiq Bank. What has it given to you working with MiCA regulated companies?
A good question. We actually, as I said before, we want to go into this field, but we also want to go kind of in the safe steps and experiment with the local companies. And being from the same ecosystem with the same regulator, it's much easier for us to start to work with the crypto digital asset companies. And I think our ML team once said that you are have very well organized procedure, and it's very easy to work with you. You have all the documentation there, so it's kind of helps us much easier to build this kind of models to understand how to work with these assets and bring this knowledge inside. So yeah, I think it was a very good collaboration and also a learning curve for us in stepping into this new field. Perception of crypto is like a high-risk industry. Do you see that perception is changing currently?
We still hear here and there that, okay, how do you sleep at night if you're working with digital assets? But answering to that, currently in Europe, digital assets are regulated, let's say, as tight as some other financial services. And well, I can tell that I sleep well now, or better than I slept before.
Why any individual on the company should use it in their daily operations?
I see a lot of advantages: convenience, costs, and ability to control it more yourself than having the controls given to some other people or institutions. So we've seen cases where our customer would basically use stablecoins, converted with us, paid to their provider, who was actually accepting it, and all that happened within hours. When we look at various industries that have never been dealing with crypto assets. They have not been ready to do it because they haven't been confident that it's safe. And licensing, being regulated, it gives the confidence. Having license adds a big value in the conversation, especially for local companies in Baltics and in Europe, where we can say, so look, we are licensed by your central bank. I think that's enough of a proof that we're not going to disappear tomorrow.
How do you see this interaction between banks and crypto companies with the MiCA framework? How will it change, or you see already changing?
It is changing a little bit. I don't see this majority of banks adjusting to the new reality. Banks behave, or most of the banks behave, like a bit like turtles. They go slow, but they go a long way. There is few market participants, there's few banks that is evolving together, but I think most are still sitting back and watching how will regulators react to those licenses and how they will basically permit them to operate with digital assets. But on this, we've had obviously interaction with Magnetiq Bank, and I think you're one of them that has actually stepped out of this turtle race and maybe become a hare, where I've seen Magnetiq actually doing steps towards crypto, which helped us a lot.
Absolutely, we are very much looking to be on this line between where the crypto world meets with traditional banks. So we want to be the bridge that helping kind of linking those two worlds together and kind of interact classical banking rails with the digital assets. Yeah, and of course, MiCA framework helps us a lot because, as you mentioned earlier, we also kind of wanted to navigate and work with the regulated companies where the rules are clear, what's okay, what's not okay, and this helps us very much a lot to kind of move forward with our customers who are operating with the digital assets.
I'm really looking forward to see how this space will develop in the next 2-3 years. Will we see exodus of banks coming in and trying to work with digital assets or not? And I have a bit ambivalent feelings towards that, because I think that for them this space is a bit too small, especially for the large systematic banks. Why should they invest millions into AML operation, into IT solutions to be able to work with it if it really corresponds with a promille of their annual revenue? I would hope to see some of them, because the real adoption will come only when everyone has access to digital assets, to services, and we finally end the discrimination.
Absolutely true. And I think in general, this mass adoption how that any technology adoption curve goes, so there are early adopters and it's slowly picking up, and then there's exponential growth. And I think with crypto and then the banks, retail banks, the large banks will be kind of forced to follow this kind of letting operate retail and make the very easy accessible products for the retail people to kind of operate with the crypto. But the question, how quickly we're going to get there? Some years later, we will see also the bigger banks eventually kind of having crypto as a normal product.
Hopefully. For now, it leaves the both of us with a nice gap to fill in, which I think we gladly will. Now banks like yours are joining in the race, or not even a race. I wouldn't say it's a race to be replaced. I think it's a journey to coexist and to learn how to really coexist. It's going to be the two ecosystems that have to live together, and it's going to be banks, companies, societies to actually learn how to operate within both, which I think is exciting for the next decade to see how it will shape up.
Thank you for the discussion. It's a pleasure to cooperate and looking forward to have more interesting, challenging projects together.
Thank you for having me here as well. I think it's important that we all create a platform to speak up about these new technologies, to speak about what we're doing. And I am genuinely looking forward to see how our cooperation will enable many opportunities here in the local and European markets.